Hey, everybody. That's it. We're live. All right. People clicking in. Welcome to the Momentum Podcast, where I, your host, Chris Holloway, get to talk about all things cool, fun, exciting, MOORE Expo. And I'm on here with a great friend of mine, Lee Odom. Lee is in the back pushing buttons and making sure that everything gets started up smooth for you guys. But he is going to jump in here a little bit, and we're going to talk about the Midwest Discovery Route presented by Midland Radio. The Midwest Discovery Route is a 200 to 300 mile route that will take you from 4 departing cities and bring you into the MOORE Expo. It's the most fun way that we could think of to get you guys into MOORE Expo, and super excited. So the cities that the Midwest Discovery Route are going to bring you in from are going to be from the north, Kansas City, from the south, coming in from Little Rock, Arkansas. From the east, all of our friends out in St. Louis can jump on there. And from the west, all of our friends out that direction can jump on close to and around Tulsa and work their way in from there. So I'm going to give it just a second. We'll play a little quick video here. Awesome. Nice. Good work on the video. I love it. How you been,
hey, brother. How you doing?
Good. Just, I feel like I haven't left my office in months, but absolutely enjoying everything I'm doing. It's still so much fun putting all this together for everybody. Really, the only thing I've left my office for is a couple fun events and out pre-running the S'more to More, or I'm sorry, the formerly known as the S'more to More, the new, improved, and upgraded Midwest Discovery Route, which is why we're getting together today to chat about it. So
I love it. I can't wait to go out and explore it. Just based off the videos. I mean, you got water crossings, you got old bridges, old mines, all kind of stuff. So
yeah,
looking forward to it.
We've had a blast putting it together. S'more to More was an absolute blast. We ran that for
5 years, 4 years.
5 years. And it started out with, hey, we just wanted some cool roads to find a good way to connect to the Southern Missouri Off-Road Ranch, which is still very much open during MOORE Expo. Their camping is still available if you want to offsite camp. Their trails are incredible. So definitely check out s'more. But we essentially ran out of roads. Every year, we'd go out and we'd spend about 8 weekends just trying to put together 2 routes. And that was mainly because we had to figure out a way to not run the same road 2 times in a row and keep it new and different and exciting, and try to figure out how to connect paved roads to gravel roads and all the scenic stuff. But you're just in such a little condensed area there.
Yep.
So it finally happened, and Midland, they kind of drove this thing. They said, "Hey, we gotta kick it up a notch. Let's really do this thing and deliver something absolutely badass for people." So I was super fortunate to link up with this dude, Ryan McAllister, who I remember meeting him. I've met him before, but actually getting to sit down and chat with him. I was getting some audio work done on my Jeep, and he was working at the audio shop, and he came out on his break and he's like, "Hey, let me show you something. You might think this is cool." And he pulled up the Gaia on his phone, and there were so many pins and different marks, and it looked like it was just this small condensed area. And he drew it out, and it was the entire, I don't know, a 600-mile radius of Kansas City. Just massive portion of the Midwest.
You started salivating.
And I was like, man, how on earth, were you sharing all this stuff with some friends? He's like, no, dude, on the weekends, I get out and run and go. He chases bridges, caves, springs, old historical landmarks.
Hell yeah.
This is how he spends his weekend, just hitting back roads, gravel roads, and stuff like that. So immediately it hit me like a metaphor. And I said, dude, you want to jump in and help me and help Midland Radio out with this new plan that we have for the what we're going to call the Midwest Discovery Route.
Yeah.
And he's all about it. So so him and I have been mapping, planning, trying to get all this stuff figured out. We've been out and nailed 2 of the routes so far. We're actually pre-running the Little Rock to MOORE Expo this weekend, and then Tulsa right behind it. But we've already got 2, and man, talk about hitting the nail on the head, just getting the route perfect the first time, where we just went out, ran it. He did everything through a combination of Google Maps and satellite images and old historic maps and Gaia and Onyx. You got to see him swiping back between all this stuff, and we get in the routes, and it's like, man, this is awesome. We only had one hang up on the St. Louis route, where the Google image definitely showed that there was a way to get across one of the rivers. There was a bridge there, and we got there. We drove way down this road, beautiful road, but got down to the end of it, and it was completely washed out with it's one of those things, could it have been crossed? Yeah. But we want this route to be accessible to everybody. And, kind of the rule of thumb is if you're in a Subaru, we still want you to have a good time. If you're in a Wrangler on 37s, we still want it to be fun and exciting for you. If you're in a Sprinter van, we still want you to be able to do it.
That's an accomplishment there now.
So getting that pulled off is the tricky part, but it's totally possible. And you guys will see it when you get on the route. So yeah, we got to that part, and it was there's no way a Subaru or a Sprinter van's getting through this. Maybe a Wrangler on 37s, but it was all right, well, we just got to backtrack, reroute. We found a cool frontage road that goes back around, and ended up right on the same route that we were on, and we were able to just push forward and run through. So may or may not have. What's up, Mark? How are you, man? Yeah,
I'm hoping that he was referring to you, not me.
pretty sure it must have been you.
No. Okay, so you've done all that. Let me ask you this real quick. Are the routes out yet, or when will they be out?
So awesome question. The way this entire thing works is you pre-register for the route, and when you get on the website, you go to the MOORE Expo website, and then you go to the Midwest Discovery Route page. Yeah, pull that up. And then
Get registered today.
Yeah, this is where you go. So you get registered today. And then when you register, what you do is you select which city you want to start from, whether it's Kansas City, Little Rock, St. Louis, Tulsa. And then you put in your address and all of that, and we will actually mail you the rally book. We will mail you the corresponding badge. So if for those of you that are looking at this live, if you'll pull that page back up, I want to show those badges off a little bit. So each of these badges has the route, and you see they all come into the MOORE Expo. So the idea of it is to eventually collect all 4 badges to make them all come in, which, you know, I would love it if I could see that on a vehicle right now, but it might be 4 years before we see it. I did have somebody that registered for all 4 routes already. They're not gonna, you know, enter to win anything like that. They just want all 4 routes. So they signed up for all 4. They'll get all 4 badges, and then they can run them at any time they want during the year.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
So it is cool. So you know, hey, it's like, let's do a family trip in July. Okay, cool. Where do you want to go and spend 2-3? You can make them last. Like St. Louis, we did it in 2 days.
Yeah.
You can easily, if you wanted to do some fly fishing or just some exploring, anything like that, if you want to do some kayaking or whatever it may be, you can easily spread that one out to several days. So,
what's the longest route out of all of them? I don't remember you saying it, but what's the average length, or what's the longest?
So average length is between 200 and 300 miles. Shortest 2 routes, which 200 and 300 miles doesn't sound like that long, but man, when you're just chasing gravel roads, it is.
Yeah.
You know, and we're running these in the winter, so we really only have until 4 or 5 o'clock, and then the sun goes down, and then we have to stop because we need to be able to see, you know, hey, was this a cool road at night? It could be awful. So, Kyle wants to know if the badges are from All Roads Taken. No, they're not. All Roads Taken is going to do a MOORE badge, and they may end up doing a Midwest Discovery Route badge on their own. But these ones are designed in-house and made through one of our suppliers. So anyways, yeah, Kansas City to Springfield can be done in a day. We actually ran it in 9 hours. And that was with stopping and filming and you know, looky-looing, and we're enjoying it too when we run it. But that one took about 9 hours. It would be nice to run it halfway through camp and then come in and land at the MOORE Expo fresh on a new day. So Haley wants to know, sign up is for one route, not all 4. Correct. Yeah. When you sign up, you get whichever city that you decide to depart from. That's the route that we mail you the book for. And
if I'm not mistaken, she's gonna be doing the Tulsa route. I think. I might be wrong, but I think she's a Tulsa girl.
I haven't ran the Tulsa route yet. We have it mapped out. I've seen the images of it. I've seen the overlays, and it looks great. Cuts through some pretty little towns and right along some of those rivers when you get into Missouri, and that'll be a good one. So super excited about that.
Yeah.
And also, hey guys, anybody listening, want to encourage you to ask questions on this. It's new for MOORE Expo, and I really don't have all of the information that could be up there on the website. So one thing that I plan on doing when this is over and we've seen all the questions, a lot of your questions are going to drop into the frequently asked questions with a full answer. So that way we can make sure everybody feels comfortable and knows what's going on with it. One of the actually, let me run through. I've got the webpage pulled up here. I'm going to run through the frequently asked questions that we have on the website, or the ones I feel are important, just to kind of touch on that stuff. And Lee, feel free to jump in on any of these if you want. But the first one on that list is, do I need a Midland radio to participate? No, you don't. And we don't want you to feel like you have to buy a Midland radio to do this. Midland Radio is making it possible, and they're helping us fund all the research and routes and helping us, pay for the expensive software that it takes to create these rally books and all that. There are a ton of expenses that go into this. So they're very gracious in doing that, but that was something that they wanted to make clear. We don't want to push the product on anybody. It should be fun for anybody. So we do recommend that you carry a radio, and if you're going to carry a radio and you haven't bought one yet, we definitely recommend it be a Midland.
Yeah.
I've always believed strongly and support those that support us. So,
and they're good people too.
Great people, and they're headquartered locally. They're 15 minutes from my house. So
yeah, you spend probably as much time there as you do just about anywhere.
I do love that place. I get a little tired of me there. The next question on there is, what kind of vehicle do I need to participate? So I touched on this earlier, but I mean, we designed the route so you can run it with anything from a Subaru to a Sprinter van, anything in between. There's if you wanted to bash up your Cadillac, you can sure do it. But it's not designed to be technical. If you want to go just run technical trails or do hard wheeling, what's really nice is we have Southern Missouri Off-Road Ranch so close to us. Many of those with awesome builds and everything in it. You guys know where to go and do this stuff, but this is designed to be a fun adventure. You don't know where you're going until you get the rally book. There's some mystery behind it. It's just kind of a fun way to get into MOORE Expo. Yeah. So what kind of vehicle do you need? A reliable one with plenty of gas in it too. That's what I'd recommend.
Hey, quickly, I know you're going through these, but while I got this question pulled up real quick, and I know we'll go back and answer it, but just real quick, campsites along the way, did you plan those out?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
So in the rally book, when you get it, it'll have a list of all of the campgrounds that we've written down along our route. Some of them might be a little bit off the route, but close, and most of them are directly on the route. There are conservation areas. There's some wild camping on the St. Louis route. There's some dispersed camping. But we tried to make sure that we found a couple that are going to be halfway. Halfway is going to be different for everybody. but we will have a list. When you get that rally book, you'll see a list, and we've told all of these campgrounds what we're doing. They're all thrilled to be a part of it, of course. So there will be paid camping with amenities along the way, and there will also be either dispersed or conservation land camping, which usually has like a vault toilet kind of set up, or some picnic tables, stuff like that. So
Right on.
should be pretty good options along that route.
Okay.
For everybody.
Didn't mean to take you down the rabbit hole, but it popped up, and I wanted to get that question before we missed it for later. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. I want to hit them all, so make sure you throw them up on the screen, and I'll do my best to get them answered. I think seems like whenever somebody jumps in and puts a question in, let's try to get to it quickly, so that way.
all right, well, here, let's throw this one up. This is a good one to clarify, because some people may think it's just for the MOORE Expo, but it's not.
True. So this is a great question, and something that I definitely wanted to touch on. So Haley is asking, do we sign up and pick the route? And can it be ran any time of the year or by yourself, or does it have to be run with others? So the route is designed to be able to do any of that for you. We want people to obviously take it on their way to MOORE Expo, but you can sign up for those routes, and once you get that rally book, it's yours. You can run it whenever you want. Road conditions may change. I don't know. We've seen on the S'more to MOORE route, we've seen roads that were open one year, and then the following year they were closed. So, obviously the sooner you get to, or the closer you get to the spring time running it, the better your chances are. But I don't foresee anything other than major flooding along those river areas causing any kind of closures. So you sign up, choose your route, and then the advantage to doing it on the way into MOORE Expo is that there are questions, kind of clues and questions along the way that you fill out in the book. And then you drop that answer page. It's got your contact information on there. You drop the answer page off at the Midland radio booth. And then we take all of those and we go through, we find who had the most accurate answers on the questionnaire. So, say there's 15 questions on each route, who got 15 out of 15 correct on that route. And then we take all those, we throw out the other ones. If you miss one, we pitch it. But we take all those ones that have all the correct information, and then we draw from it. But historically and moving forward, we've always had at least $1,000 worth of prizes for each route. This year, we've already gotten started working on bringing in sponsors, and the warehouse is already filling up with prizes. So, between one and it could be $2,000-$3,000 worth of prizes that you'll win, and it's just a huge box with all kinds of cool stuff in it. Whatever we can get these vendors to send us, but we see some pretty cool stuff in there. I remember there was a kayak, an inflatable kayak in one of them. I think last year. We've seen, dash radio replacements for, universal dash radio replacements, all kinds of cool stuff. So that's the benefit to doing it on your way into MOORE Expo, is you get to take that page, drop it off at Midland, and then you get drawn for a prize. Otherwise, you take it anytime you want. And the last part of her question was, can it be run with a group? That's fine too. Yeah, run it with a group. Use your radios, communicate back and forth. Everybody, say, hey, there might be 5 rigs running in a convoy. Just say, hey, Did anybody get the answer to question number 11? Us here in the front, we missed it because we're kind of guiding the route. And it's okay if you guys want to all share the answer on it. Cool. Fill them out. Let's get complete forms and turn them in at the Midland booth so that way they can see that we're participating and everybody's having a good time. But yeah, team up. I think that'll be super cool too. Michael, how are you? It's Michael's birthday.
Yes, it's Michael's birthday. He's drunk, he said.
Shout out. Shout out
Let's be honest, he's probably not drunk, but happy birthday to you anyway, brother.
I'll have a drink with you, Michael.
Hey, he did say, hey, you know what? You ought to do a video contest, but I think it might be a little hard to do with trying to do the book. So that would be fun. Actually, it would be.
So Michael's on the right track. We haven't announced it yet, but there is a video contest, and the person who makes the best video on the route submits it. Their video will play as when we're talking about Midwest Discovery Route next year.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also going to give them $500.
Damn. So, what?
Yeah. So
are you drunk? just checking. Okay.
I'm not allowed to drink alcohol out of my Nick Mick cup. That's a personal. So, but yeah, no, $500. Make a video, submit it. We're gonna find a bunch of these. We'll have a place for you guys to submit videos. We want to see some cool content from this stuff because this is exciting. Nothing like this has happened in the Midwest for any of the events that are going on. So I think it'd be super rad.
That's freaking awesome.
Was there another question that popped up there?
Nah, just Michael drunk.
Oh.
Actually, Sam did say, hey, 2 days plus, 2 days of trails plus more. You better plan on 3 days. Actually, you better plan on more than that because, more is not just 1 day.
Yeah.
And 2 full days, brother.
If you're getting the most out of MOORE Expo, you'll spend every hour of 2 days there. Yep. I mean, when you think about it, really, in the 2 days of the event, we only have 18 hours. So yeah, you'll easily spend that there. Coming from St. Louis, man, that's going to be a haul. You're along the Meramec River and the Big Piney, like
beautiful places fishing, up there, man.
If you want to do some fishing, that is a fantastic route to do that stuff on.
The Meramec's known for smallmouth, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I know they stock it with trout right there at Meramec State Park. But kayaking, I mean, there are a ton of outfitters along the way. There are some caves on that route. So if you want to stop and spend a couple hours doing a cave tour, actually, so Kansas City route, I'm not going to say which caves, but Kansas City to MOORE Expo has a cave. It's commercial, but you can go do the cave tour. And then same with the St. Louis route. It's also got a cave tour right along the way. So you can definitely draw them out and spend as much time as you want.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, that's about it. Let's go back to the webpage and is this a race? That's your next question. This
is not a race. Please, it's not a race. Full disclaimer. You got to watch out, man. You're going through small towns. You're going through very rural areas. There are dogs that will come out of nowhere and chase your vehicle a half mile up the road. You always want to watch out for children in these areas. There's no benefit. We check no times. So nothing says that you have to hurry. Everything is designed for you to take your time, really. It's a slope. Nice. Yeah, tortoise and the hare on this one. Can I complete the route in segments? Yeah, you absolutely can. You hold that rally book. They're all going to be relatively close to a highway, an interstate, something like that. So if you're running the Midwest Discovery route and decide that, shoot, we really planned on being able to do this in a day, but it's taken way longer than we thought. Yeah, you can bail and just mark your spot on the map. Bail, go hit the highway, and then
come back later.
Yeah, come back later and finish the route out. The one thing is they are designed to be run one direction. So your rally book that you get will have turn-by-turn directions in it. And when you're going backwards, left does not mean left. So don't try to run it backwards. Don't try to run it on the way home. It will only cause confusion. But I mean, hey, if you decide you want to wait until June to run one of these, and if that's your excuse to go check out Overland Addict in Nixa, Missouri, then do it. If you're on your way to Springfield to go buy a global expedition vehicle, perfect. If you're going to Bass Pro, this is how you get to Bass Pro. So it's made to be run that one direction.
Or if you want to, hit the casinos, then, hit the casinos on the way through.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, all of them, goodness, in the rally books too, they are turn-by-turn direction. We don't have a GPS track that we're sending out. In the rally book, you do have coordinates. So if you really wanted to punch the coordinates into a mapping system, you could, especially if you're planning on doing it at a later time. You can kind of pre-map the route out using some of the coordinates, or maybe just kind of follow it on a map. And then you could say, hey, look, coming from Tulsa, I think it goes by three or maybe more, three that I know of, outfitters, kayaking, fishing, cabins to stay in, campgrounds on beautiful rivers. So just things like that. So you can check that stuff out that way.
That is so awesome.
Let's see, fuel stops along the way. Yep, you bet. When we're planning this route, we need to get fuel as well. Some more often than others, Ryan. But he's, if you guys have seen the videos that we've put up there so far, Ryan is in the old square body Ford Ranger.
With the jerry cans on the back.
Jerry cans on the back. Yeah.
Yep.
We never fill up. we try to plan it so there are fuel stops along the way.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It's, if you can stop at a gas station, then way better than trying to monkey with one of those jerry cans. They're convenient if you're out of fuel, but otherwise they're not fun to do.
Yeah, they're a pain in the rear.
And also the jerry cans, you can't grab a Red Bull out of it. You can't get gummy worms. You can't get all the good road trip stuff out of it. So
gummy worms.
Yeah, chicken legs, gummy worms, Red Bull,
Vienna sausages, that kind of stuff.
So are there fees for ferry crossings? I've had a lot of questions on the ferry crossing because that's exciting. Who wouldn't want to do that? It's fun. You pull your vehicle up. There's one route that has the ferry crossing, and that will be Little Rock, Arkansas to the MOORE Expo. So it brings you up from Little Rock, you head north, but you'll end up at Bull Shoals Lake, and you'll take that ferry across Bull Shoals Lake. It is free.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yep.
One thing to note on that, so anybody traveling from Little Rock to MOORE Expo is important. The ferry only runs during daylight hours, and it stops a half an hour before dusk. So if you come up and get to that ferry when the sun is just about set, you're camping at, unless you want to drive 100 miles around, you're camping there until that ferry fires back up in the morning. But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I was gonna say that could be a good thing, couldn't it?
And it's about halfway too. So a great thing to do would be to plan to land at the ferry. It's called Peel Ferry. Plan to land there and then jump back in, take the ferry in the morning, and then finish the route on your way through. If you do that, you'll hit more Expo camping by late morning, early afternoon. So,
and if the weather's really nice, be careful of the motorcycles. That's a big route for motorcycles. Big route. And there will be. I've come across that ferry and seen, dozens of them, on the road on either side of it. So just be careful.
Yeah, motorcycles and classic sports cars. I see a lot of also.
Yeah.
So yeah, the ferry will be on the Arkansas route. It's a lot of fun. I think it holds nine vehicles, or if you guys are pulling a trailer, that's totally cool. They put less vehicles on there, but it's amazing. It's probably a 20-minute ride going across. So they let you out of the vehicle. You can walk around, take photos, meet other
But you
people.
can't wake surf and that kind of stuff.
No, there's definitely no wake, I don't think. I'm pretty sure that is the slow.
It's a real chill ride. It really is. It's one of those times where you can just, like you said, get out of the car, just breathe that fresh lake air and just relax. Yeah. Make you a sandwich or whatever on that little ride.
Yeah. It's perfect. That'd be a lot of fun to have that going on. Can I bring family or friends along? Absolutely. Yes. Everybody bring them all. Bring everybody.
And bring them to MOORE.
Bring them to MOORE. Yeah. Come in, hang out. Absolutely. No. This is a family event. Family is what we all are. Let's all enjoy this stuff together. And when you're making this route, map it, put it on GPS. We're going to change it next year. We're not guarding any secrets. We want the Midwest Discovery route to be where you find a cool route that you can share with your friends. And you're like, hey man, let's just go take this. It'll take us 2 days. We'll get to Springfield, hit Bass Pro, and then we can go home on the highway from there, So map it, lock it in, share it with your friends. Let's see. If I can't complete the route, I saw that one in there. Then you can just jump right on the highway. For the most part, I have Verizon. I haven't really had any cell signal issues. It looks like maybe by April, if you have T-Mobile, you'll have Starlink access. So, but at least at some point here and there, you'll have enough service to navigate to wherever you need to navigate to. We're not too far in the middle of nowhere. We're not out in the desert of Utah, 80 miles from the nearest paved road. We're running the Midwest. This is rural towns. Should never have a problem finding a place to eat. When we're out pre-running, we pack very light for food. Because we want to go hit local restaurants in small towns. There's nothing better than getting out of your tent knowing you don't have to cook. For me, some people love cooking, but I like to just roll out, pack up, hit the road, and then I try to find a Greasy Spoon diner. I want to see which one's got all the big F-250s and Ram trucks sitting in front of. Okay, that's where I'm going to go. That's where you go eat.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and we found some great restaurants along the way. So, let's see. What if there are weather issues during the event? That's a big one. This event is just like MOORE Expo. It is rain, snow, sleet, hail. It's it's on. Travel at your own risk. That is something that we are empowering you to do. We send you the book, and then you are able to travel this route at your leisure. If the weather is terrible, which there's nothing in April that's really going to cause anything bad. Maybe rain, and it's not even our rainy season. Don't fret. I don't think you'll have to worry about anything. All of the water crossings so far have been, at the very worst, just it's still concrete going under. It's low water bridges. If there are any true gravel bottom water crossings, then we will note those on the route, on the rally book. And if it looks like it could be compromised with any kind of rain or weather, anything like that, in the rally book that you get, we will have a backup route just in case. So it'll have a little caveat and say, hey, just in case you need to, if for some reason you can't cross this water crossing, it's okay. You just run around here and boom, you're right back on course, reset your odometer, and then you're good to go. So if
Ryan says don't leave your card this time though.
Oh yeah.
So,
we stopped.
Ryan, Chris is good about this. He'll tell you he left his card. It's really buried in the car somewhere. He just needs you to pay for the meal.
We had one outside St. Louis before we really hit the road on that route, and I left my credit card at the very first place we stopped. It's like,
oh shit,
man, we still got fuel to pay for. We got lunches, all this stuff. Fortunately, a backup, but yeah, don't leave your credit card at a restaurant. It's a very
hilarious.
Will there be accommodations along the route? So the route is, there are camping accommodations. We'll have a couple places. We'll highlight them that have cabins to stay in. You will never be far enough away from civilization where if you do want to stay in a hotel, you can't just, look up, all right, we're done. Look up the closest hotel, find one. You might have to drive 10, 15 miles, from the country into a small or medium-sized town to find something. Just pin your location and drive back to it, and that's where you start in the morning. So there's always accommodations to stay in. Just sometimes you might need to be a little bit creative. If you get to a place and it looks like you don't want to stay there, you probably shouldn't stay there.
Kidding.
It's all pretty good. And then as far as gas stations, restaurants, and things like that, yes, you'll come across that. We love hitting small towns. That's one of my favorite parts of exploring, and I think many others too. So definitely something that you can find. And then last but not least is, how will I receive the rally book? So we touched on this before, but I'm going to hit it one more time. You register for the route, and then we will mail all of those rally books out. We're going to start mailing packages March 20th. So, if you're signed up now, you can expect to start seeing your rally books come in, before April 1, but we'll continue to mail them out until probably April 10th, maybe 15th, somewhere in there. We'll kind of get a feel on how long it's taking for them to get delivered and stuff. But and then at some point we will shut off the registration, so nobody signs up for it expecting to go to MOORE Expo and then doesn't get their book in time or anything like that. Chances are probably what we'll do At that point is we'll just switch to a digital version of the book. So let's just say, tentatively the shutoff date's going to be April 10th. We'll mail the last of the books and swag boxes and badges and all that fun stuff out. And then once we know that they're all out, delivered, and we shut it off, then we'll open up a deal where you can buy a digital version of the book, download it as a PDF, and you can go through it on your phone. You won't get the t-shirt or the patch or anything like that, or it's not a patch, it's a badge. You won't get any of that stuff, but you'll still be able to do the route if you decide last minute that you want to come in and do something like that. So
Nice.
if you're a badge collector, which these are pretty cool, I would be, definitely jump in sooner than later. We'll have more information about each route posted, but you can expect all of the routes to be scenic, exciting. You'll be going through cool places that you didn't know existed. We're definitely going to show you fun stuff along the way. So you won't be disappointed in the route. We always had great, fantastic feedback on S'more to More. And as far as I'm concerned, this is stepping it up and really making it exciting and fun. So yeah,
This would be really cool.
Mm-hmm. Are there any more questions in the feed?
Kyle Hurt is a badge bunny now.
Shots fired, Kyle.
Shots fired. Yeah. Our boy Chad.
What's up, Chad? How are you, buddy?
The lonely redneck from Kansas.
Love that guy.
I love that guy, man. He's awesome. He really is. There was a question about doing the expo in one day from Haley, and then Josh actually answered it, had a very good response. She's wondering if you could do it in one day. And Josh replied that if you don't take any of the classes, but he likes to take the classes. And the classes are freaking awesome. There's so many good classes. The problem is that, the classes are so good that I get where Josh is at. He just wants to go take the classes, and then you don't really, you don't have as much time to walk around. So get that program and figure out which ones you're going to hit, and in between that, walk around, check out the vendors, and have a good time.
So speaking of classes, we are actively putting the schedule together. So all of the classes are put together and vetted. All of the instructors by Aaron Paris with Switchback Outdoor Safety. So Aaron and I are working on schedules right now. That will all be out probably. I think the class schedule will come out. It comes out in Momentum Magazine, which is usually mid-March when that comes out.
By our good friend Cindy Pope.
By our good friend Cindy Pope, who puts it all together and makes it beautiful and more beautiful every year. So
Sam's got a question.
So Sam is asking, is there still anyone doing a S'more to More, or is this a full replacement? So this is a full replacement. The S'more to More routes, the books still exist somewhere. And I believe I even have I have the routes in GPX files on Gaia. So if anybody still wants to run one of those, if you want me to just send you the GPX file or anything like that, send an email through the website, and I'll see it. I'll get it to you. It may take me just a minute to find them, but I can definitely get those to you, because that's still fun stuff. Fun places to go.
Mark's got a question.
Can the routes be done in a day for those leaving at the last minute to get to the expo? The Kansas City, and I'm pretty sure the Tulsa will be able to be done in a day. But you're going to be hammering roads and working hard to make good time. Kansas City and Tulsa, I think, are going to be about the same. Those you're probably looking at an 8 to 10 hour day of just straight driving.
That's hard.
It's hard. It's fun. We did it. I love it. I was able to make it from my house in Lee Summit, hit the route. We ran all the way to Springfield, and I was back home by 10 p.m. So it's possible to do. I guess 4 of that is just highway driving. So it's tight. But what you can do, Mark, is you could hit a route and run the first half of it. Just run it until it starts getting dark, or until you feel like you want to get on the highway, and then you're never really more than 30 to 45 minutes from a highway. So you can always just jump on and run it all the way in. Amanda said, I'm in between Tulsa and Little Rock, so I just bought both. Nice. 2 different transactions. That makes sense. And I'm actually not sure about that. That makes sense because we have to collect the information that we need to get you the right package each time. So yeah, if you are going to do multiple routes, it's probably going to be checking out for each one individually. So I'm excited that you're doing both of those, Amanda. That's pretty awesome. Can't wait to see how that goes. If you see me, holler at me at the show and let me know about those.
All right. Yeah, it says you can't have the same name and email.
Oh, okay. Definitely something I'll check with the team on. Let's see. Taking notes for those of you listening and not watching.
Yeah. Well, this type, honestly, this is some of the best way you learn stuff when it comes to what you're doing is, and I've learned that too, is put it out there for the public to use, and they'll tell you what's not working, and so you can get in there and fix it, or something that they want to critique. So yeah, great opportunity.
We're gonna make this pretty damn awesome, but our people that are running it are going to refine it for us for sure.
So you've only done 3 of the routes. You haven't done the Tulsa yet, right?
Correct.
So do you have any kind of favorite thing that stands out amongst those first 3? Not on each one, but just overalls or anything besides the ferry. You can't do that now. Okay, that's a given, but
that one's cool. On the Kansas City route, there is, in the middle of nowhere, this huge church. It's beautiful. It's incredible. Whether you're into going to church or not, it's still something that you should see. It's a work of art. You won't miss it when you drive by it. It's just about the only thing there. But if you go by and the doors are open, go poke your head in. It's stunning.
Wow.
On the St. Louis route, I love I love being along the river and seeing the old suspension bridges. That is amazing. But there's one place on the St. Louis route that's really cool. There was an old iron ore mine. It's now closed and has been for, I think, since the 90s. So it's abandoned. You can't get into it, but so when it was when it was in service, it was one of the deepest mines in the world.
Wow.
Iron ore mine. What's so cool about it is just when you're driving by, you can see the tower. They call it the Moon Tower.
You want to play the video real quick? It's what, a minute or so, and
Yeah,
it's in there.
Yeah. See, can you pause it when you get to that?
I can try and see, but it'll be just for reference for those of you watching, those of you who are not and that are listening. But this is going to be a drone shot, and you'll see the tower. It's probably what, 80, 100 feet tall, give or take, maybe.
Yeah, it's got to be taller than 100 feet.
Yeah, but you'll see it. It'll be a drone shot, but here, it's in this video. That was it right there.
Yep. Let's see.
That was pretty cool.
So actually, here, let's see. I can share my screen on this, can I?
You can.
Let me find, if I go to present.
Yep.
Share screen. Don't
share your tab.
And then allow that. Let's see. Window. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, cool. Check this out. So this is where we parked, and then you can see the tower back there.
It's like a big Brutus height.
I know. Yeah. So Big Brutus is 160 feet tall. I would say this is probably comparable. Here it is from a little bit higher angle. But you can see this. This is the old mine. They'd extract the iron ore here. And actually, what's cool about this place is way back when I was a kid, a million years ago, and I'm still a kid, but back when I was in high school, we used to go to some music festivals, and they actually had one here at this location. I don't know how they got permission to get in or put this event on here, but it was in these two warehouses. It was a New Year's Eve thing, and we stayed. Everybody set up ground tents in these warehouses. They had live music going on all day and night. It was just a crazy party, but it was really wild down there in these warehouses. So that's a super cool spot. Let's see. There's a good shot of the tower.
Yeah, that's Big Brutus stuff there, getting up in that high.
And then I guess while I've got the screen, I can show some of these, but these are just some quick clips that I took while we were out. But here's what your average water crossings are looking like going through. Here's some of the bridges that you see along the way. Like, this is an old railroad bridge, suspension bridge that goes across. You can park here on this side. You could actually go walk across this. The water is crystal clear. It's beautiful.
Can you camp down there?
Yes, there's camping down there.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that's paid camping, but it's a cool spot to camp, man. Let's see. There's just going through. Here's Meramec State Park with all the trout. Beautiful waterfalls. Let's see. I can play this too. Loud. Just that comes out of the. Oh, somebody will have to jump in and remind me. I think it's Big Spring, but it's one of the largest springs in Missouri. Here's the spring actually putting the water out.
Good night. Look at that.
Yeah, millions of gallons a day, straight out of the earth. So So then let's see. There are some other ones that I wanted to show too. There's some crazy stuff you might find. This is a little bit off route, but we were able to find it along the way. Just cool old caves that we got up into and explored. There's me driving. Here's an idea what the roads look like. Just pretty back roads. This was cool. Here's another train bridge that goes across.
Good night. Look at that thing.
Oh, yeah. So that was super cool. And you can drive right underneath it. So just pretty stuff along the way. The St. Louis route actually stops in Uranus. So
get you some fudge and
yeah.
What do they say? We're gonna pack your fudge in Uranus. Isn't that what they're saying? Yeah.
It was the first time I've ever been. I've been by it a million times, but it's right along the route. We intentionally made it pass by there because why not?
You kind of have to. I mean, that's one of those things. You've seen plenty of people post videos and pictures of it. Now you just got to stop, do the photo.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to see Uranus? Or you could get this T-shirt
straight out of Uranus.
This is a cool one. So this actually shows the route, and I don't think we're giving away too much information. You can't really tell exactly where it is, but when you're looking at this, you can kind of see what the elevation changes are and see, what Ryan has compiled and put together to make this route what it is. And, you can't really tell exactly what's going on here, but it is just taking you through up and down. That's somewhere where we ran up to the highway to go get lunch and then came back. So these are fun. If anybody's curious about this app, it's called Relive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's fun. Yeah, I use it for mountain biking or even hiking trails, anything like that. So that's a fun one. This is not on the route, so didn't nobody get concerned about that. But we saw a little offshoot trail with a water crossing, and we wanted to go hit some deep stuff, so we did. Yeah,
that's before you got the new route.
Yeah, I haven't posted anything about the wrap yet, but
oops,
that's okay.
Way to go, Lee, you asshole! No, you did post something because I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah, I just sent some photos of it in our group text message, our super top secret group text message.
Well, shit.
But yeah, no, the Tundra is currently at Joy-B Sign Company, getting completely rewrapped, and it will no longer be tan. You probably won't even recognize it when you see it, but there will be signs that it is attached to MOORE Expo. So check it out. But there, we'll post all the stuff. I wanted to save and compile all the photos and videos that I got throughout the process, and then we'll post that. Joy-B Sign Company is actually going to be at MOORE Expo. They've got an indoor booth, and they are going to be doing some wrap demonstrations and kind of showing what it takes to remove wrap if you've got a vehicle and have never pulled the wrap off of the vehicle, or if you want to do it on your own. They're going to be there to give you some pointers.
You guys realize that when we get done with this, that little chat group of ours, I'm going to get hammered good because I let the cat out of the bag, as they say.
That's right. Yeah. You heard it here first, folks.
What an asshole, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have always broke the news, haven't you?
Yeah, we try every chance we get. So you know what?
True journalism.
This is the first time I've done this since we took a little sabbatical for me to get this new venture all set up.
Yeah. Why not? Let's talk about your company a little bit. Let's give it a plug. What are you up to?
So basically what halfway through last year, I just said, hey, I'm going to take a break. I got an idea. I pitched my idea to a few brands. I even talked to Chris about it and got some feedback from Chris. And I started another company. And the funny story behind it was my corporation is registered in Montana. So I named it Big Sky Traders. And wouldn't you know, even though I did take a look-see, somebody else had something very similar. Let's just put it that way. And they offered to buy my name, or the name and the web domain. And so, like any other whore, I sold it because I wasn't attached to it. But anyway, yeah. So I built a brand collective, and I think it's probably the first kind of collective in that sense. I went out and I gathered as many premium brands, and we do a hybrid co-selling, co-sharing platform where we take their brands to all different shows around the country. And instead of them having to do it each on their own, they split all the expense. And, there's a whole lot of details that go with that. But in the gist is, now I take these brands to hunting, fishing, aviation, bushcrafting, and still do some overlanding stuff. And yeah.
Nice. You'll have a booth set up at MOORE Expo.
Yep. Yeah. We're heading to Save in a couple of weeks. Well, a week and a half, 2 weeks. We'll be heading to Save. Are you going to be there?
No, that is.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that. Yeah.
Springfield RV show that always lands on the same date that I just cannot get away from. So
yeah, and then we're gonna come back and do the Jasper Jeep Jam. There's a big homesteading and prepping show here in Oklahoma we're gonna do, and then we take back off to go to Florida for the second largest air show in the world, and we'll be there for 6 days. Some of the brands are flying people in. They're going to help work the booth because we're going to be right where the air show takes place, the night drone shows, the night air shows. There's going to be 25,000 campers there.
Wow.
Yeah. That's their average is about 25,000. And those are people camping in their airplanes, camping in their cars, camping in a RV, tents, whatever. But when we do Sun and Fun in August, there's 100,000 campers at Oshkosh.
Wow.
800,000 people come through the gates in that week, and then 100,000 of those are campers.
That is incredible. Yeah. And I guess a lot of people fly in small planes, tie them down, and camp right next to them.
Yeah. And Oshkosh is a neat one because I used to fly people in and drop them off for the air show, and then I'd fly back out, and then I'd come pick them up later. And so I've never really spent time at the air show. So this is going to be fun for me. We bought a trailer. I did 4 events and realized that I outgrew the trailer. So right now we're actively working on moving from a 14 with a 2-foot V in the front to 30.
30.
We're still going to do the podcast studio up front. It's just going to take us a little longer to get there, but that's why I'm going to 30s, because I still want to put the podcast studio up front.
Cool. That's awesome. So, you got the truck to pull it now.
Yeah. I bought a new 2025 AT4 with the Duramax. So we got a big full-size heavy duty. So we got the truck to pull it with. So yeah, things are kicking along. So now I'm at a point where I'm just about ready to start back up.
Yeah, we'll be rocking and rolling. Momentum podcast is now officially in full swing.
Every Monday.
So you can jump on and check us out every Monday night. I've got cool things to talk about. We're going to be answering questions on Midwest Discovery Route probably every round. We may not get as in-depth, but I'll have updates. Next Monday I'll have just ran Arkansas, so I'm sure I'll want to share some stuff on that. We'll talk about some of the camping products that I used. I've got have you seen the tent levelers? Flat peak tent levelers? I've got.
Oh yes, I have seen those. Now that you mention it, yeah.
This young guy's making those,
Don't they
and
like you twist them or something? If I
no,
remember right.
they look like a scissor jack. So you just pull the pins and unlock it and lift your tent up, and it's got teeth that clamp back in, and it levels it.
Okay.
Straight up levels the tent. Like I had when we were out on the St. Louis route, I intentionally parked my truck like on a huge angle just to test these things out. I'm still trying them out. I've actually got one here on my workbench. So next Monday night I'll pull it out and we'll
yeah, talk about that. We also need to do like we've done in the past is get on the website and go through your exhibitor list, and let's talk about a few of the exhibitors each week too. We don't want to forget that, because not only do you have a lot of loyal returning exhibitors, but I have noticed a few new ones on there that I've never seen before, and that entails growth, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, there's some new ones that I'm really excited about. This year what's cool is we're seeing the ... It's the a truck bed mattress.
Chad Clifton needs a truck bed mattress. Dude, that's how you got 3 kids now. Stop.
So we actually have them. We have Deep Sleep and Hest.
Yeah.
They're both coming in, so got you covered on that. But it's cool seeing the new vendors come in. We're seeing a lot of out of the overlanding industry vendors come in. But I mean, it really, it's all under the same umbrella. Everything plays so nicely together. But we've got a couple shooting sports vendors in. Did you see Silent Centrals on the bill?
Yeah, I noticed that, and I thought, ooh, all right.
Vaultec Safe. And
for those of you that are 2A lovers out there, they have reintroduced the Hearing Protection Act in Congress, and I would say it's probably going to pass this time, since not to get too deep into politics, but I think it'll pass this time. So
so shooting sports, just more interest from the hiking, biking, kayaking industry is great. It's nice to see these events expand and bring in new ... vendors. You guys are going to hear me refer to it as ... several times, probably on every podcast. When I started booking vendors this year, I intentionally wanted to find a certain group of vendors, and I was trying to think of a name for them. So I go overlanding to ... go kayaking, to go mountain biking, to go shooting, any of that. So those are your ... that we're expanding into and seeing a lot more of. So it's nice to see all that stuff.
Well, it's and I know that it's a whole nother topic, but there are several in Oklahoma of the WMAs and everything that have public shooting ranges on them, and I have seen several times people go out, they ride some trails, they're camping, and they stop at the shooting range and they shoot. And then I see lots of people who carry now these inflatable kayaks from like Kokopelli, which has been at Moore for years, and they go and they camp and they kayak and fly fishing. And so there's so much that it's like the overlanding is the center part, and then you have all these hub and spoke kind of things. And so that's great that you're doing that.
I mean, that's everything that we personally as a family do. We bring the bikes, we bring the kayaks, and we like to go eat at restaurants. Like, if we're coming through a town, like we try to find a fun, cool restaurant to go eat at.
Not a chain. Not something
yeah.
That's my rule too, is we can eat, but we're not eating at chains unless it's just one of those weird moments where you're like, we gotta be there at a certain time. But
The other thing I love to do when I get into those restaurants is server comes up and says, I'll take your order. What do you guys want? I always ask, what's the favorite? What is everybody? What's the go-to? I'll have that. It's like, I never go wrong with it. It's always like, dang. I did that along the St. Louis route. And I ended up with, it was like hash browns, over medium eggs, and then like 2 huge scoops of chili on it.
They were giving Waffle House a run for their money, man.
Man, it was good, but that was a hard 6-7 hours of back roads on the old belly after that.
In other words, Chris left his mark multiple times.
Pit stop.
So,
no, it's cool seeing the new vendors come in. I'm really excited to see what Aaron puts together on the VIP, the top tier off-road training. Training classes are always a pillar of MOORE Expo. We don't want anybody intimidated or feeling like, they're not getting the value. And that's really one of the main places that you get your value at the show.
And last year, you guys really stepped it up a notch, man. You brought all those chunks of tire, I believe it was, in, and you guys had cars that were rolled over, things that you don't normally see or do. You see them in videos or slideshows, but hands-on, you don't see that very often.
Yeah, we bought 40,000 pounds of shredded tire mulch. So that way, and we store it there on site at the fairgrounds. But what we do is we just take the concrete dividers and make a pool, if you will. The nice thing about it is you can drive up into it, bump the gas, and repeat it every time. The vehicle will sink down all the way to the frame. Then we can teach true hands-on vehicle recovery without getting covered in mud, without having to spin tires all dangerous and crazy. But what Switchback and the I-4 team are doing there is they're teaching you how to operate when you do get in that situation, when you are sunk to the frame in mud. The nice thing about doing it this way is it's a controlled environment and you can come and do your training and not get covered in mud. So that's a big deal. And it's a huge pit. We had a Sprinter van stuck in it, so we could show heavy vehicles getting pulled out.
Did you really? I didn't know that. Oh, wow. And
then we always buy a junked out, try to get a crossover SUV from a local junkyard. We bring it in and we just keep a forklift next to it. So we flip it over with the forklift, which is fun to watch. And then we get the winches and recovery gear out and we show you how to upright the vehicle safely using a winch, and it on flat ground when a car is upside down, it's for somebody that doesn't know how to do it, it's a puzzle. How do we get this thing back up without ripping a B pillar out or whatever it may be? So,
or killing somebody else.
Yeah, or killing somebody. So the I-4 team, which is the International Four-Wheel Drive Training Association, these guys set the standard for what off-road training is supposed to be. Somebody needed to be doing this. You can have a million people that train off-road recovery scenario and techniques, but are they really doing it correctly? Aaron has corrected me on so many things that I thought I was doing right, and a lot of them, just from my youth and crazy stuff that I'd always done it this way. And he's like, there's a safer way and an easier way to do this. So it's nice to have.
He's a great He's a great instructor too. I mean, he's got that demeanor to him that if you make a mistake, he doesn't get excited or, badgers or belittles you like.
Yeah.
some do.
Aaron, the whole team that he puts together, the cadre, is they're all, I mean, they're heavily trained instructors. That is what they do. And they're, they're playing with dangerous toys. So it's professionalism at the max. So that's super cool. Camping's looking good. Actually, as a matter of fact, I checked numbers on that. So we have 300 campsites available. 100 of them are hookup, so water and electric. And the other 200 are dispersed festival style. But out of that 200, there are only 60 left.
Whew. That'll go quick.
And then out of the campsites that have water and electric, there are only 60 left. I mean, 63 or something like that. But that's it always fills up and sells out by March anyways, but it just, holy cow. So if you guys are planning on camping at MOORE Expo, jump on that. I don't want to see anybody getting turned away that shouldn't be. So don't.
And Cindy does a great job running that whole show down there, man. She just, her and her team, they do a phenomenal job.
Shout out all day to the Northology team. It's our friends from the north that bring an amazing group of people and an amazing sense of camaraderie and a true show of teamwork, because it's not easy, getting everybody moved into that campground, making sure that they work 24 hours, they work in shifts, so there's always somebody at that gate. So yeah, they work their butts off, and we couldn't be more grateful. So shout out Northology, you guys kick ass.
Hands down. I don't think there's anything that Cindy does that's just half-ass. No. I don't. I mean, everything she does is just
whole ass.
Right up there. Yeah. You said it, Chris, not me. Too funny.
I'm waiting for that little box to pop up.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're at an hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah. Wonderful. I think this is a good place to end it. Guys, if you have more questions on the Midwest Discovery Route, those are coming to me. I am answering them as fast as I possibly can. When good questions, not that they're not all good questions, but when questions that I feel like multiple people want answers to come through, they're landing on the frequently asked questions page on the website. So when you ask a question, it'll actually end up helping others learn more. So I encourage you to send them this way, and I'll get you guys styled out and make sure I answer them as honestly and the best I can.
Sounds like a plan. We'll see you next week, right?
Yep. All right. So Monday night at 8. Thank you, everybody. Big gracious thank you to Midland Radio for putting the Midwest Discovery Route together. None of this would even be remotely possible without them. So you can really tell that they are passionate and care deeply about us and our community. Huge shout out to Lee, Overland Radio. There are a ton of great shows on Overland Radio, a ton of great people. Make sure you guys check that out. If you're in camping in the cold weather, Rhino and Lee have put together some pretty incredible gatherings called the Polar Bear Campout. So
that's all Rhino, man. That's his baby. Yeah, I gotta say that's him. I just kind of help him do what he needs to get done. But dude, that was his idea, and it has just turned out to be so much fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You got to come camp with us, man.
I know. Count on me being there at Brutus. I'm not going to miss that one. So,
I hope so.
yeah, check out Polar Bear Camp out. Check out our other friends events. Cindy with Northology, Core, Overland the Red. Go check those out. Get your butt down to Rendezvous in the Ozarks. Come see me down there and everybody else. That is a blast. I love that. Make sure you go hit all the ones you can. Saving Florida's going on. Big Iron Overland Rally, Overland America in Oklahoma. So support the Midwest events. We love it. Love to see you guys. Signing out. Thanks.